Hey everyone, this is Charles Mitri from loungeboudoir.com, and today I'm going to talk to you about how I got this shot right here. So I didn't think of this shot as it is right now. It actually happened by accident. I had a client that I wanted to try a new pose on, so I showed her a picture of it, and unfortunately I can't show you the picture. I don't own the rights to it, but I'm going to try and explain it to you as best I can. Imagine a woman sort of clutching, hugging a round ottoman with her upper body, and her lower body, her legs are sort of splayed out on the floor, kind of in goalpost shape formation, kind of like frog legs. And she's got her head resting on the ottoman. So I showed that picture to my client. She tried to get into the pose, but she wasn't flexible enough. It requires a lot of flexibility. So I just said, find something that works. So she came up with this right here. Now, as you can see, she's got her left or her back leg straight, her right leg is bent, and then that allowed her to get kind of her upper body into the same position, more or less. And it really struck me, this shot here, for a number of reasons. Number one, I really liked how she was sort of gripping the edge of the bench here and resting her head on the side. It really kind of told a story. It really gave the image its emotion. But the other thing that really caught my eye was how the bench was sort of part of the design of the pose. So I saw this line here. I saw this line here, then going up here, and then continuing across the bench, and then out of frame. And I really like that. So when I got home, I was thinking, if I did this pose again with a chase lounge that I use a lot, that leading line up her body would continue along the backrest of the chase lounge, and it would look really cool. So the next client I had, I tried just that. Oh, and also it was around that time when I was starting to think about using story in some of my images, where it fit in. And I thought, well, if I put a man's shirt and tie at the top of the chase lounge, then the leading line all the way from tips of her toes, up her body, and then up the backrest of the lounge would lead right to this tie right here. So that's what I did. I used the chase lounge. I got the shirt and the tie and I placed it on the edge here. I don't think I quite got it right though, because I really wanted the highlight of the image and the lighting to be right on this tie here. And a lot of it is in shadow, and I didn't like the way the shirt was hanging. It kind of looks like a octopus or a spider hanging over the edge there. And the bright spot is right in here. So what I needed to do is I have this overhead strip box on a boom arm. I needed to move that to the right more. You can see the pole is right here. And then that would shift the light to the right. It would put it more over the shirt and the tie, and it would cause her legs to go in the shadow as well, which would sort of match the other end of the image, which would be in shadow as well. And I like how that kind of bookend the image. The next person I tried it on, Ivy here, who I've shot with before, I think I got all the elements right. I got a silver tie. I wanted it shiny so the light would reflect off it. Blue shirt to contrast with the camel colored chase lounge. And then she extended her back leg like even more. And once she did that, it really it really made the image. And another thing I noticed, which is really interesting, is if you notice the subtle curve right here of her sort of leg, it almost matches exactly this curve right here on the Chase Lounge. And I really like that a lot. And as you can see, I moved the light to the right more, and that put it over the edge of the headrest here where the tie was sitting. And you can see how her legs, or her leg and her foot, kind of fall into shadow, and how this falls into shadow as well. And I really liked how that, like I said, bookends the subject matter in the middle of the frame pretty nicely. I did enter this image into the WPPI photo image competition for 2021, and it missed earning a silver award by 1 point. It scored a 79 out of 80, and if it had scored an 80, it would have garnered an award, but it is what it is. You know, what it did open up for me was this kind of new way of shooting with furniture. It almost has an architectural approach to it, where the subject isn't just posing on a piece of furniture. The furniture is actually part of the design of the pose almost. It's an extension of the pose, and the two go together to form one posing design element, whatever you want to call it. So I have a few more ideas using this. It's not something I would do all the time. It's just more or less something fun for me to kind of fool around with. Although I do have this pose now in my repertoire if somebody wants to have me shoot it for them. But I really like how it also tells a story very simply. And the difference between this shot here with Ivy and this shot here with Kelandra, notice how she's gripping the edge of the bench with both hands. But with this shot here with Ivy, one hand is gripping the edge and the other hand is relaxed. And to me, that's really interesting, because it's kind of saying she's trying to hold on to whoever left her, you know, temporarily or forever. On the one hand, yet she's relinquished that bond with her other hand. And there's a real dichotomy with her body language here with her hands. And I thought, I didn't actually discover that until much, much later. In fact, when I was prepping these images for this video, and I love little subtext messages like that in my images. It engages the viewer more, you know, if they really take the time to look at it. And it helps tell the story even better, kind of below the surface. So that's it. That's how I came up with this image. It was quite by accident. If Kelandra was able to get into that original pose, I probably never would have even seen this. So that's it. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. If you like these videos, please give it a thumbs up and or subscribe, and I will see you at a future point in the YouTube universe.